Yo, what's up? What's going on? It's your boy Solo E in the building again. If y'all don't know who I am a singer, songwriter, producer. I also teach you how to flip money through the Forex market and also a lot of other side hustles. Not only that, I also teach you how to market your music the right way. Alright, so in this video, we are going to go over one of the best insane strategies to make literally $100 a day. My team is eating. If you are not part of the whole Forex community, make sure you get in part. My Forex community is what I'm talking about actually. But as you see, my team is eating, I'm eating, we all eating, right? But this video is probably going to be the most basic video ever. Literally, you can make $100 every single day with just this simple strategy. It's nothing overcomplicated. It's very straight to the point. Regardless if you are a beginner or advanced trader and you just want to have another strategy in the side of your other strategies just to help or maybe add it onto your strategy, this is the one. All right, so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe because your boy is about to go crazy like I always do, man. So make sure you check in. If y'all have any questions, comment down below, email me, hit me up on Instagram. Oh, make sure y'all follow me on Instagram. I mean that too. But other than that, man, I'm gonna show you guys in this video. So let's get to it, baby.
All right, man, so I think this is probably gonna be one of the best videos that I can put out on my YouTube channel, man. This is going to be a little bit of risk management. Also, it's going to be a little nice strategy that you guys can implement this ASAP. Now, another thing too that I want to go over is that the way that this strategy works is very efficient. This literally has a very high successful win ratio, and this you can literally make over $100. I know I put $100 a day, but I promise you guys, you can literally make more than $100 a day with just this simple strategy. Rather if you are a beginner, advanced, and you're looking for something that's a little bit more effective for you or in general. So this is more for intraday traders per se, and also I do have a scalping strategy that I will be putting out soon, so make sure you guys subscribe. All right, so let's get into it. So the very first thing is I always do a top-down analysis. That's my very first thing that I do, because I have to know where market is going before it heads to that direction, or if it's at that direction, I have to know if market could potentially reverse due to a major key area or some type of indication that this is going to be a reversal. So I'm just going to do a very light markup. All right, there's a couple areas that I'm looking on market to potentially come to and hit and then reverse to the downside, and that will literally be here, just because this is where that low was at here. Also, we noticed that it was support, and then it became essentially support again here, and also became support again here. So, and then also we have resistance there. So not only that, but I am also looking at this area. So how this works is basically, I wouldn't say this is a strategy, but this is basic terminology as far as market structure and price action. If market was to pass this, I will be then looking on opportunities to buy. For my scalpers, they will be looking on that small retest. It's like a breakout retest strategy essentially, and then we'll be looking on it to ride to the next level, which will be here. All right, or essentially here. So if that happens, then that's the move that we're looking for. However, right now we are still looking for selling opportunities. So my setup is very simple. I look for an engulfing candle and potentially look for a double top, essentially just to ride this to the downside. However, I did get my candlestick pattern here. So the next thing is very simple. We take our Fibonacci, and then we're actually going to do some confluence here. All right, so I'm taking my Fibonacci from this high to this low, and then my TP areas will literally be here, and then also here. Now I'm gonna move to the left and see if there's any levels, previous support resistance levels, and that will help me to really narrow down a proper TP area. So as you guys see here, I'm marking this area just because this is where support had actually happened a while back, and then also I move it left, and as you guys see, this is also where support had happened a while back as well. So I'm gonna use these two levels as my TP areas. So essentially what we are going to do is enter in the market for a sell. My stop loss will literally be roughly around here. My entry point would be here. My second entry point would be there. All right, so how this works is once it hits TP1, I move my stop to break even, or essentially to some profit, and then I ride it to TP2. Now, in the midst of me doing that, also, there's two ways you guys can do this, and this is how your win ratio will even become higher. So when you are in one big trade, you can take profit in half and ride the other half down. Or if you in multiple trades, you can take some profit in those lots and then ride the next lots down. All right. So let's see what happens. And as you guys see, it is playing with us a little bit, but it is going our favor, and boom. So TP was smashed, so we would have instantly moved our stop loss to break even, or we could move it to some profit, and then we would have rode it to TP2. So let's go back. Hold on, let's see. This is it. Yeah, let's go back and see. So we had about 78 pips right here, guys. So if $1, that's about 78 bucks. I mean, even more than that. But literally, guys, that's pips right there, and this is still a day. All right, so now that we took this W, how can we enter in more trades? Very simple. We wait on market to create structure again. If y'all know me, I trade very simple. I keep it simple. I keep it straight to the point. A lot of people have supply, demand, support and resistance, institutional levels, major key areas. They're all the same thing. It's a little different because of the way institutional levels are. It's more banks levels, even numbers. It's all essentially the same, but you can use it all in one, right? For me, I like for market to come back in a structural area, which would literally be, so now let's move this out the way because we already had our TPs hit. So we got one win right there, two wins essentially. So we are going to say this is this area of support or resistance potentially, and also my moving averages is coming down. I use that as moving support and moving resistance. In this instance, I'm using that as moving resistance. So now since it hits both TP areas, I am looking on it to come back to the upside, just because when you get a very big impulsive move, you will have a bigger correction. So for my scalpers, if we were to scalp this in a smaller time frame, I'm pretty sure you could have scalped this and potentially ride it up to these areas here. However, we're not focused on scalps. So as you see, it's reacting off this area very well, but it can still go down. All right, so we got this engulfing candle here. So I don't like to counter trend a lot. However, if, like what I said, if you guys want to, I will wait on market to break this area, and then I will look on it to buy. Otherwise, I'm not interested. However, since it's creating structure in this area very well, you guys can essentially ride the market again. But in order for you to ride the market again, it has to meet a Fibonacci level. This is a strategy that you guys got to stick to. So it did hit a level. Now this one is going to be a little bit more risky, but we can go ahead and say we can go ahead and take this opportunity to see what this could bring us. Stop loss will literally be here. TP1 has to be 1-1. If it's not, then I'm not taking the trade. And it is at least a 1-1, which is cool. TP2 is 1-2, which is even better. So let's see if we get wins with this one. So as you guys see, TP1 hit. We can move our stop to break even, or you can take some trades out and ride it to TP2. I don't know if it's going to hit TP2 just because we already had this big drawdown, but it looks like it potentially hit it, but it didn't. So I don't know if we want to count that as a win, but oh, it definitely did right there. So we are 2 wins, 0 losses, or could I say 4 wins, 0 losses right now? I want y'all to keep this in mind. This does work when the market is very trendy. Just because the way we are using this, we are using our moving averages to help us out to get in trades or to get out of trades. So since we are using moving averages so much, we have to unfortunately wait on the market to be trending. Now I do have another strategy for my scalpers and the intraday traders on when the market consolidates. I love when the market consolidates because all it's doing is creating a correction. In that correction, you can literally peak where market could potentially, so like you can just wait on the swing high, swing low type thing, right? If market is consolidating and it comes to my support area, I'm looking on it to come back here. Same thing. When it comes here, I'm looking to come back here. I'm looking to come and then break out, right? So that's how I trade. I can literally trade when it's consolidating, when it's trending, regardless. I love when it's really trending because that's the best strategy and you can catch way more pips that way. But like what I said, man, it works both ways. So we are 4 trades in, 4 wins with 0 losses. Literally, we're properly managing our account. We're managing our trade lots. We're managing everything so we can be successful in this. All right. So let's go ahead and wait. So now market just created this amazing move to the upside. So now what can we do? Let's remove this Fibonacci Now the next thing is basically waiting on market to hit previous support, and this is previous resistance and previous support. All right, so let's see if market hits that. If market hits that and we get another engulfing candle, I am now looking on what we call selling opportunities. However, it looks like we're not getting that. It might break out of it. This move could be something predictable. However, since it passed my 50, I am now looking on it to potentially come and retest. Not only that, if we were to eliminate the 50, y'all, because I don't trade off the 50, I do trade off a price action. If you look here, you see how much power move we had. Not only that, but it did break the previous high, which was here. This is where the previous high was at, right? This is where the previous high was at. It broke the previous high. Since it broke that previous high, that's one thing. Not only that, we also have a bunch of buyers strong in the market. I always say the bigger the impulsive move, the longer the correction. So I am expecting some drawdown, a pullback. Now, if we take our Fibonacci levels just to kind of help us identify where it could potentially come, you see our 50 aligns with the 382. Also, that's previous support and previous resistance roughly around these areas. So if you were to literally look at this and say, boom, okay, I am definitely expecting price to come in this area, then I'm going to be looking for buying opportunities to these levels exactly where I have marked up. And as you guys see, look at this. It aligns perfectly with my Fibonacci level. This is resistance. I just drew this before I drew my Fibonacci. So let's see what happens. We got that engulfing candle. That's not enough for me. I'm looking for more opportunity. It looks like it's consolidating, y'all. I'm still looking for more opportunity. So I love when we get stuff like that. If this was to be an engulfing candle, I would have definitely got in. However, that's too small for me to feel comfortable in getting in that. So I'm just still waiting. So a move like that, boom, I would have got in right there. Let's see. We are 4 trades in. My stop loss will literally be roughly there. Let's see, a 1-to-1 at least. Yes. A 1-to-2. 1-to-3. Even better. And then my final TP will actually be here. So let's ride this through and see what happens. Right now we are 4 trades in. As you see, it stopped us out. Woo-dee-woo. We lost 1 trade. All right. So since that happened, guess what? We can sit here and say, since it stopped us out, let me go ahead and put this down here. It did stop us out. So we lost 1 trade. No big deal. So this can potentially tell you 2 things. It's either consolidating or it's still a downtrend and it just made a bigger impulsive move or a bigger pullback. Remember, I said the longer the impulsive move, the bigger the pullback. So I can literally sit here right now, go in a 4-hour time frame and tell you that this is just a bigger pullback. And that's essentially right. So we haven't even used our RSI yet or anything like that. I don't use that necessarily to help me identify if I should get in or get out. I don't. I use that for extra confluence. So seeing in a 1-hour time frame, we have this amazing doji / spinning top, whatever you guys want to call it, and it's still respecting this area. We could still potentially look for some upside. So now I'm gonna go on a 1-hour time frame and see what we got going on. As you guys see, it's still going down and it's still dropping. So at this point, I missed out on this opportunity, which is fine. I am still looking on selling opportunities, like what I said, guys. In the bigger picture, this was a big impulsive move, and this was a big pullback. So we missed out on that. Whoop-de-woo. Condones to us missing out on this trade. This would have been a nice trade too, because we could have caught it here if we would have just anticipated this to come here. However, if you were scalping this would have been a perfect scalp, because you would have waited on that and you could have scalped it to this level here if you wanted to. That's for my scalpers, right? Never try to mix 3 strategies in one, by the way. So as you see, it's going down. So it's just dropping. It's just going down. I just want to see if we can get it to come back in this area here, because if we can get it to come back in this area here, then I will be looking on selling opportunities. So we got this engulfing candle here, so that's beauty. So you can definitely trade this. I'm actually going to just trade this because we had this big impulsive move, right? So this is a small pullback, so I'm still looking on a major pullback. So if you want to trade this is probably a high risk trade. Let's see our RSI. I mean, you can look at the RSI, but I don't really look at it. This is a very, very high risk trade, but knowing me, I'm just going to ride it to this level here for a scalp. So if you want to quickly scalp this one, you definitely can. And as you see, it went out of our favor. So, and then it went in our favor. So if you were to scalp this, definitely it wouldn't probably be the best scalp in my preference, just because I like to have a bigger pullback, essentially, and you know, so like I said, I wouldn't have took that trade to begin with anyway, essentially. So right now the market is consolidating, like what I said, it consolidates, and it's doing this weird thing right now. So We just have to sit and wait. This is where you can now wait on another move to the downside if you want to. Also keep in mind too, like what I said, guys, you have to do it what is the word I'm looking for? You have to do a top-down analysis, because that area could be a major key area. So like for instance, if we were to do our top-down analysis actually, and I'm in a 4-hour time frame, I hope I can go in a day out. Yeah, I could. So the daily time frame, this is actually a major area that I would mark up originally, and essentially here too, because this is a previous high. So knowing that this area, not only that, but seeing my 200 is over here, I am definitely looking on some pullback to the upside, right? So seeing that, I'm interested in an up move. So let's remove that, and then now let's sit here and say if we can get that up move. How can we trade this? Very simple. We wait on a breakout and retest strategy for us to confirm that this is going to be an uptrend. We have to be patient, y'all. We have to. So if it breaks my 50, it did. You guys can enter right here if you want to, and ride it to these levels here. Now you can then ride it to here, this area here if you want to, and then boom. Hold on, let me put this here by here, essentially 1-to-1. My stop loss would be roughly around here, and then I'm gonna swing this one up all the way up top if we possibly can, but I am looking on these two TP areas, right? So let's see what we get. So it looks like it would have almost stopped us out, but it did not stop us out. Now, why did I draw my support line? Because I don't want you guys to think I'm just drawing support or my stop loss anywhere. I'm not. I'm drawing it from where the previous low was at, which was literally here. This is where the previous low was at. So that's how I usually draw my stop losses. If I can manage to get a 1-to-1 ratio, then definitely, you know, for sure. So as you guys see, it is playing with us, but it is going in our favor. As you see, it hits TP1. So once it hits TP1, boom, you can now be risk free. You can take partial profit, take all profit, or do nothing, and then just ride it all the way through. I want to see if this hits me out or stops me out. So I already took partial profit, but I want to ride it all the way through. And as you guys see, it did stop us at a break even. However, we didn't lose anything. If you guys took partial profit, like what I said, you would have been in a profit. And then if you wanted to get in again, you could have gotten in right here. Again, right here. If that happens, you get in a better entry. Where's the previous low? Right here. And we're riding it all the way up top. So let's see what happens. This is a 1-hour time frame, by the way, y'all. So it did stop us out. Boom. So it did stop us out, but basically I think we lost 2 trades and we won about 6 trades or 5 trades if I'm not mistaken. So this strategy is very powerful alone, just using this strategy alone, y'all. So keep in mind, like what I said, the bigger the impulsive move, the longer the correction. So this all this was a bigger pullback to the upside, and then another leg to the downside potentially. If it respects this area, then I'm still looking on it to go up. However, we are just playing with the fire right now if we trade in this area. But as you guys see, it broke out, so you could be looking for selling opportunities again. All right, so if you guys want more info on our Forex signals, we give our Forex signals. We also have the courses. Make sure y'all check the link down below. We go more in depth with everything. And this trade right here, I want to go over this. Honestly, this is a very, very, very aggressive trade right here, but you guys could have took this for a buy if you wanted to, just because we got an engulfing, we got a triple bottom, also not essentially that, but we have an inverted head and shoulders pattern. So you know, you definitely could have took that if you guys wanted to, but it is consolidating, and I don't like to play around when it's in a area like this. All right, so as you see, it did go in our favor. It is going in our favor, but yeah, man, so I don't want to go too much in depth with it, but man, if you guys have questions, let me know, hit me up. I'll see you guys in the next video. Like always, peace and love. Your boy Solo out.